Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 20 of Direwolf20's, you know I love it when that time happens, Modern Skyblock series. Today I'm just cleaning up a little bit, been running around organizing some things, realized that my armor is broken, looks like I've got some diamond armor, which I fully acknowledge is not the best. I should probably just wear iron at this point, because why not? Sure, that sounds cool. Just realized my armor was broken. I did get samurai boots out of some kind of loot crate or epic thingy. One of those epic square icon things. Looks pretty nice. Increases health by 4. I'll take it. I don't mind if I do. So I've got more health now, which is exciting. I cleaned up my loot bags over here. This has been something of a manual process. It's coming over here and cleaning out this chest. I'd really like to automate it if possible. I know we have Buildcraft available to us now, so what I'm thinking is that we should get into checking out some of that stuff. So with that said, it's probably a good time to dive into the quest that I said I'd be looking at next, which is a basic factory. So we've got all these things, and I don't know what a lot of them do. I don't know much of this mod, but it looks cool. It's really the only technical mod that's available to us. We also have a True Magic mod available to us. I don't know a whole lot about this section either. And then we have the chef set up where we can get access to, like, you know, better food, which might be a nice idea at some point, and better farming, which might be a nice idea at some point. However, I think the priority right now is probably a little bit of automation. So with that in mind, a basic factory sounds like a good idea. So let's look through, and basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through this, I'm gonna check stuff out. I don't really know how these mods work, but I'm hoping that there's something in here that will help me automate item routing. At the very least, we have, and we've already made them, so we can probably use them if possible, but I'd like to see what happens as I continue. But long story short, we have some iron transport pipes, some wooden transport pipes, and golden transport pipes, and that kind of good stuff. So maybe, possibly, it's within reason that we can get some of that stuff. But let's look at a river grate. So I'm just gonna like kind of cruise through this chapter of the quests and see what kind of good stuff we get out of it and see what we like. When placed near water and given wooden meshes, generates iron, nickel, and copper nuggets. I don't see any need to get that to happen right now because of my current situation. So what I'm going to do is just make this and call it a day. Does that sound cool? So yay for the quest being done. Hooray! And I'm just going to void you because I really don't care. So I'm excited about the fact that we've got something, but I really don't mind. Making blades. The grindstone allows you to make blades. Okay, grindstone. This grindstone requires a basic gear and a basic motor from factory tech. So a basic gear is iron around smoothstone. So let's get ourselves what I'm going to assume is probably some resources I'm going to need at some point. So we'll get ourselves one of these. And what kind of thing do you need? You need another basic gear. And you also need some iron nuggets and some lapis. So I'm just going to make sure I have a decent amount of stuff on me, so that we can get the things that we need. Sound like a plan? Oh, and I'm gonna need a slab. Cool. I don't know if I have a particular area in mind where I'm gonna place this thing, so I'm just gonna place it there. So that's a grindstone. I presume that that red icon means that you need something? Maybe a gear? It looks like a gear, so do I put a gear in there? Hey, you look happy, so that's cool. No, I don't want the loot chest in there. I guess you want to grind things. Hey, I got some music discs. Super excited that I am just going to have to start voiding stuff. All right, so that was step 1. Cool. Step 2, saw blade, nickel cutting blade. So saw blade and nickel cutting blade. So saw blade. And it looks like there's a bunch of other kinds of saw blades as well. But that is in a grindstone, you place a basic gear to get a saw blade. Okay, so another basic gear. Cool. Let's see what happens. Just checking to see if there was any cool block animations. I wasn't sure. Hey, a saw blade. Hooray. And a nickel cutting blade. So a nickel cutting blade is just a nickel ingot. I'm not sure if I've got nickel ingots yet, but if not, I'm sure I can make them. I presume that I can make them at this point. So nickel cutting blade needs a nickel ingot, which I presume I can get from nickel alchemical dust, which is iron and 2 glowstone. So iron and 2 glowstone. over here. And you'll make me a bunch of nickel. I have no idea how much this will make, but presumably a lot, because remember, I've got the super overpowered endstone condenser, which isn't even close to as overpowered as the other ones. Haha. So you ding, and I will do that. I don't know if this has like a durability use or a number of uses before that thing gets used up, but we've got the thing, which means we have a completed quest. Cool. And that gave me a sore Leander. Just hook it up to my veins. That's kind of funny. I'm going to throw that in here to play with at some point in the future. So that's a quest. Cool. So learning this mod today, which looks pretty neat so far. Factory tech. I like it. So that's another one down. Let's take a look next at moving items in all directions. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that a lot. Sweet. Transports and fan lifts. And factory tech has a few methods of transferring items in the world, meaning that items can be picked up. So I guess I'm going to want to get all of these. Auto ejector and pulse piston. So let's see. Maybe if I add factory tech this. So auto ejector. Okay, that doesn't look so bad. We're going to want one of you and then a slime ball, which I should have some of. Yeah, we're learning live today, guys. That's how it goes sometimes in the Dire channel. I decide, you know what? It might be fun to learn things live. Pulse piston. So a glowstone and a quartz. Cool. Insertion hatch and transport rollers. If I don't... There's a transport roller. Okay, so you need a shaft. That's kind of cool. Maybe like conveyor belts? Insertion hatch. Maybe puts items inside things? I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's the case. So like maybe these would roll into the insertion hatch and it'll put items in the adjacent inventory? I don't know. Maybe we'll play with it a little bit and figure it out. Fan lift and lift receiver. Fan lift might push things up and lift receiver might catch them. So lift receiver needs a little bit more wood. Doesn't look too bad. And a fan lift needs some copper. Think I've got copper, and if not, I can get more easily because you know, we've got cool stuff. All right, cool. So am I correct in assuming that you would be some kind of item conveyor system? Yes, I am correct in that. Sweet. Okay. And am I correct again in assuming that if I did this and this, that would be the thing to happen? Oh, totally guessing here. And turning out to be somewhat right about things is fun. That's neat. So would you be something like this? Or maybe the other way around? Pulse piston? Wasn't there some kind of... Oh yeah, auto ejector. That's probably what I'm looking for. Hey! What's up? That's cool. So here's my next question. What happens if you're full? I want to see how backstuffing of items is handled. Aha! Alright, so it renders as being there, and then we do that, and then you have a spot. That's kind of cool. Alright. Not terrible, not terrible. How's this dust coming along? Holy cow. Wow. Alright, so I'm just gonna remove you and let you process the one. Dude, the endstone condenser is comically hilarious. Alright, so we learned how these things work. Personal Dire preference. I don't typically like items running around in conveyors, because those are item entities. Not that that's the end of the world, right? Like, it's totally fine. But usually I don't like that, because that can contribute to lag on servers. I'm not saying it will. Like, for all I know, the way these transport rollers are coded is that the items are just rendered and not actually item entities on the ground. So I'm not saying for sure that that's the case, but personally I typically don't tend to like the conveyor belts, although they are really cool. Also, item spillage might still be a thing, so like it's Like, thermal's my favorite, right? Because it's super hard to get that thing to spill and cause lag. I'm not sure if that will solve my problems here, especially because it looks like the only way to get things to go up is that fan thing, which might be cool. Or it might, you know, not be. We'll have to see. Can this thing damage these dudes? I guess it can. Cool. Because I did see that it has, like, a damage potential on it. I wanted to give it a shot. So you guys can go in there. Sure, you can get opened. Boom. Yeah, Giga Pickle Seed. Sweet. We've gotten a few of those. So that was the first set of quests for that thing. Cool. And we got, ooh, storage upgrades 5s? That's kind of nice. It's kind of really nice. I'm going to put that over by my storage drawers, because that actually, as they start to fill up with mob loot, might be a nice thing to have. Speaking of mob loot, let's maybe take a second to clean that up. I really need to automate that better, though. Like for real, automate that better. So a legendary bag can be opened and stuff. Ooh, and Yori crystal blocks. That's kind of neat. Put those away. Back to questing. So that's interesting. So this is all about item moving with this mod. Compact auto crafting. That sounds cool. Uses gears to autocraft items. It keeps one of every item, then automatically balances stacks. Cool. So let's check that out. Auto crafting unit. Just requires some iron and copper. We may have more copper in our future. In fact, I'm going to go see if I have a copper dust guy chilling in here. We have Secundus and Primus. I have iron and cobalt and nickel dust. What is the dust recipe for you? 2 gunpowder and a pumpkin seed. Shouldn't be a problem. Pumpkin seed. And 2 gunpowder. Right? And then we'll stick these guys together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. I'm going to put just 1 in here for now. Because as we know, that'll probably get me lots of copper. Sweet. I need a mute button for that. I hate having sound mufflers, though. Is one of you out of stuff? Because you should not be any slower than instant, frankly. But, yeah, we'll see. Copper, I guess, is faster than other things. What I should do is move that thing to such a place where I will almost never hear it, unless I happen to be right nearby. But it looks like we're going to have to figure out... Maybe if we got some kind of liquid storage tank, we could store more of that liquid at a time. And we'd have like a bigger backflow of liquid. But other than that, I don't know of a way to really speed that up any more than it currently is. There might be a way. I just don't know it yet. Maybe there's a faster way to melt down crystal liquid. But that said, auto crafting units. We wanted to get some of those. So, actually, put you away. Shouldn't have an extra stack of that. Auto crafting units. Needs a piston. Needs a crafting table. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to check out a new mod with you guys to see what it looks like. But I presume, so do you need a gear? You might. But like, let's say that we wanted to do that. You might need a gear. I kind of feel like you might need a gear. How do I get you to acknowledge that that's a recipe that I want you to make? Do you need a redstone signal? Ah, it said on. Oh no, that's the lever. Cool. Auto crafter. Is there any kind of help? Use auto crafting units and gears to automate craft. I keep some very cool. Maybe you need a chest nearby? Do the thing. Craft. Oh yeah, hello. Now you've got this going here. Ah, now it seems to be working. Okay. I don't know why it wasn't working before necessarily, but it looks like we're cool now. So that's all it is. Right, that's neat. I'm assuming it doesn't auto output, but I'm sure we could use the other parts of the mod to make it auto output. So that's neat. All right, so that's the auto crafter. So at some point we'll see about maybe using that for some auto crafting needs. And from that loot crate we got returning block of sticks from random things. Returning block of sticks work like normal block of sticks, except they return to the nearest player's inventory instead of vanishing when broken. Cool. And a block of sticks are a cheap building material that break 10 seconds after being placed. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. So it's like a nice way to like do something like that. And then 10 seconds later, it should just return to my inventory. So that you don't have to use it as a temporary building material. That is super cool. I really like that. I've never seen that before, but that is a great way to build things without having to like place a bunch of blocks and then mine them all up. That is awesome. That is really cool. I like that. Why haven't I heard about that item before? Because it looks neat. All right, next set of objects, making wires and drills and making quartz plates. So the metal cutting machine allows you to make wires and dull drills that can be turned into regular drills with a grindstone. So metal cutting machine, okay. Let's see what this guy's all about. Oops, wrong guy. Metal cutting machine. Needs another one of those nickel cutting blades and another basic motor. So let's get you with a piece of nickel in you. Let's make sure I've got the right items in my inventory. So a few nickels, and we should be good. Might have to craft a few things at some point, but we'll be fine. So you're grindstoning. So these things don't require any power or anything, which is kind of cool. I'm wondering if those metal gears that they have are like, we're actually going to probably want 2 of these guys. In fact, maybe I want a few more of these. It looks like this is a pretty common... Oh, okay, cool. Stacks up to 4. Today I learned. More nickel. I should have loads of the stuff. Cool. Okay, metal cutting gear, so that's cool. Wow, I used a lot of iron for that. Not that I'm hurting for iron even a little bit, but still. Okay. So you work by doing what now? So you need a nickel cutting blade. Oops. And a gear. Okay. So it looks like it uses these resources to do its progress, and maybe they get used up over a period of time. And they can be used to make standard wires and gears. Okay, cool. So blunt drill bits. Neat. Invar gear. I wonder if you can make iron gear more efficiently. Basic gear from 1 iron ingot. There you go. So I just used a whole bunch of iron to make a bunch of basic gears, and I literally just found a better way to make them. Because direwolf. But that's cool. So we learned how this thing works today. Oh, wait. You want me to make standard wire and a drill bit. Okay. So you, from Factory Tech... Standard wire and a drill bit. So standard wire is just copper in the metal cutter. We have one. Let me go get a little extra. Cool. And a drill bit is a blunt drill bit, which is made from nickel, let's say. At the very least, I know for sure nickel will work. Looked like some other metals were an option as well, but that's fine. Drill bit from blunt drill bit. Do I need something better? Grindstone. Oh, grindstone. Grindstone, grindstone, grindstone. The UI looks pretty similar, to be fair. Similar, but not exact. Okay, so we made that. Small to medium storage crate. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Totally should, I'm going to use that right here. Boom. Now we have 2 pages of junk storage. That's what's up. All right, so with that completed, we can look at making quartz plates. So we need a chop saw, which needs a handful of things. So you need a saw blade. We've got one of those. We need another one of these, which is another iron nugget guy. And then the saw blade, refresh my memory, was a basic gear in the grindstone. Glad I made a bunch of basic gears. Kinda wish that I had made them in the machine that was 1/4 the cost. But it's all good. Cool, chop saw. Which, by the way, needs one of you, apparently, and one of you. Cool. All right, and that can be used to, improved wood from planks, and improved sticks, and use blank quartz plates, which I presume I need to make. Would that be right, Mr. Questbook? How could I guess? Haha. Quartz, please. I think I've got at least enough to do that. So blank quartz plates came from chiseled quartz, is that right? Any block of quartz, it looks so dictionaried. So I should be able to do that. Oh, hey, that one's animated. Sweet. Ding, ding, ding. Claim reward. Rainbow rune. Quest updated. Okay, so that's the next one. All right, so making dusts, magnets, and mechanical smelting. Ooh, I like the idea of mechanical smelting, especially if it's faster. So let's do this one first. The electric furnace uses parts instead of fuel to function. All right, so an electric furnace. What other furnace options are? Well, let's just check with this one, right? Because we do have the powered furnace now, remember. It's that, and it can be a doubled power furnace, I believe. No, powered furnace by default is doubled. Previously double furnace, right. So that's an option, FYI. But we're going to check out this quest line because we're doing these quests. So electric furnace needs nickel, some standard wires, and a heating element, which is cupronickel alloy ingots, which come from exactly what? Cupronickel dust, which come from... Looking for a way to make cupronickel. So there's molten cupronickel, which you can smelt cupronickel into. Anybody used heating elements can smelt into cupronickel alloy. Copper nickel mixture from Factory Tech, which is 3 copper dust and a nickel dust. Got it. Found it. One, two, three, and a nickel dust. To get power back up in an intelligent way over here. And maybe put away all this junk that we have. Like you and you and you. Okay. So then you guys with you gets me this, and then I can smelt it up. And that'll get me cupronickel. I hope this, so it apparently uses parts instead of fuels. So I'm guessing I have to use like gears to smelt, which sounds cool. And I have everything else I need for now. I think so. So once I get a few of these, we should be cool. Because I've got that, and I've got that, and I've got that. So you're good. 2, 1 more. Almost done. Come on, progress bar. Curious if you're faster than a metal furnace, because I would like it if you were. Otherwise, I'm probably going to make a double furnace at some point. So you should be able to be made into that, and then you can be made into that. And on a hunch, I'm going to say you need a heating furnace to run. How? I knew it! A heating element to run, and a copper wire. Okay, cool. So the copper wire comes from the metal cutter, and we're going to need more of this stuff. So let's do 1, 2, 3, and 1 more nickel ingot, right? Good deal. Not 100% sure what the drill bit's for, so I'll put it away for now. I'm assuming there's some kind of drill. It would only make sense. Alright, so smelt you guys up. So I need 2 more cupronickel alloys, and then we'll be good to try out that furnace. And if it's faster than a metal furnace, cool. If it's not, yeah, oh well. Galacticraft core, cool. I mean, I know this one exists, right? Reinforced furnace from calculator. I'm sure I don't have access to that. Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Spirit furnace, huh? From Evilcraft. Probably not. Resourceful furnace. Probably not. One of these guys has to be blocked at some point. Plastic, maybe? I don't think I have access to plastic. Yeah, that was a restricted item right there. Okay. So that was something like this and that. And then you have my wires, so wires can go in there, and this can go in there, and you're ready to smelt. So let's see how fast it is. Not sure that it seems much faster. It would have been cool if it was like It might be a little faster, but it would have been really cool if it was like a noticeable increase in speed. But I'm not sure that I'm going to use that for regular crafting because it seems like more effort than just making coal. And that's my opinion. Prevents natural spawning of hostile mobs in a decent radius around the torch. That's actually nice. I'm going to hang on to you in a nice little spot. I need mob spawns right now, obviously, so I'm not going to use that, but sweet. All right, making magnets. The magnetizer turns iron into a magnet when given a constantly repeating redstone signal. Okay, sounds cool. I'm assuming that this is all infrastructure for this mod, and we will eventually get to a point where there's like really cool stuff that it can make. But we shall see. Metal cutter. So magnetizer. A nickel nugget shouldn't be a problem outside of my inventory storage. And I needed some gold, it looked like. And then you. Wow, are you really still going, copper? Holy cow. Was that all from one dust? That is shenanigans. It is still going in a hilarious kind of way. I mean, I don't think I've done a cut since I put that in there, right? So, yeah. So you should be done with that, and then you should be magnetizer ready. Sweet. Quest updated. I like it. It's definitely a cool mod. Definitely a cool mod for sure. I'm going to put some of these things away for now, and my juicer can probably be put in here. Not super bad, but getting to a point where inventory needs to be a little bit more organized. So a magnetizer needs a repeating redstone, an alternating redstone signal, right? And I'm guessing you need me to make a standard magnet. Right. So let's borrow this guy for a sec. Do you remember that? You don't. Cool. So you need another one of those magnets and another copper wire. So let's get copper going. Cool. So this guy goes in here. You've got your copper wire ready to go in here. And I'm guessing a piece of iron goes into the magnetizer and it turns into a magnet. Hey, cool. I like it. That's neat. That's nifty. I like that. Standard magnet. Cool. I'm assuming I can use that for things and stuff. That's not the type of like draw items into your inventory magnet, I presume. I think it's like literally an actual magnet. So there's that. Hey, out of curiosity, do you respond to a redstone signal for the whole don't flicker all the time thing? Yeah, you do. Nice. Cool. All right. So that's that quest done. Knocking out quests like a boss today, guys. Lily pad of fertilities. Well, those are nice. Remember those? Speeds up growth of crops from reliquary. Very cool. Might use that. Remind me that I have that because having a growth speed increase thing. Making dusts. The drill grinder allows you to make dusts with which you can make alloys. Hey, you mean like the alloys that we've been making for the last 10 minutes? Yeah, I understand. Advanced motor and that drill bit that I made. Remember I needed a drill bit and I was like, when am I going to use this thing? There's your answer. So grinder, drill grinder. This guy, I need that. This thing. I probably should have looked for an item from this mod to do my grinding, but oh well. Just build a big long line of machines. So I need one of those dudes, and I need another drill. So the drill was what? Was it iron or was it nickel? It was nickel, was it? Drill bit. Blunt drill bit, nickel ingot. Cool. And then you needed a copper wire too. And you needed to be ground in the grindstone. Hey, there is a little something going on under there. Sweet. So there's your drill bit. Another one of these guys will get this thing going. And that should be what's needed for this and this. Just as an FYI, it's a thing that exists and does cool things. Cool. Quest completed. Rainbow rune. All right, next quest. Chugging right along. Mechanically melting. The Crucible allows you to melt glowstone. Okie dokie then. Sounds cool. I'm assuming that's an ingredient we're going to need at some point. 4 obsidian, cauldron, and a heating element and nether brick. Not terrible. The heating element was more of that alloy stuff. So maybe I should try this out real quick and just see how it looks. Pretty quick, not terrible. Not a terrible speed. Might not be quite as fast as the double crusher, but also doesn't require RF. So, pros and cons, right? And you have a little, oh yeah, look at you drilling. Neat. I like that. And then if you want, you can electric furnace yourself. Cool. And while that's cooking, the Crucible also needs some obsidian and a cauldron. So do we have obsidian? We have some. I kind of forget. Short of like in-world obsidian creation, I don't know if there's like a good way to make it. And let's smelt up about 8 of these. Looks like, you know. Can you see what I do every now and then when I'm off camera? I'm just like, oh yeah, let's snag 3 of you. Cool. Back in a minute when this is smelted. All right, pretty much done. So that should get you ready to go. Right, I have to make that thing. This. One more crowd to those and I get 2. Sweet. Crucible. Which I'm assuming needs another heating element. How did I guess? So I probably should have just been grinding these anyway. It looks like in general, whatever is used to craft the block is what's used as an ingredient in the block to do your operations. So that's going to melt glowstone for us. To what end, I do not know. But it's a thing that apparently it does. I'm going to hold on to my magnet because based on the way the quests have worked so far, my gut tells me I'm going to need it pretty soon. So that is that. Cool. I've actually been getting like good loots out of these bags lately, so I'm excited about that. We should be probably wrapping up the episode soon. The Circuit Scribe allows you to etch patterns of quartz plates. You can see the patterns in the Blueprint collection. Circuit Scribe. Let's make this guy, and then we're probably going to be getting close to wrapping up. This was a lot of infrastructure this episode, I understand that, but I can't... Oh, a block of Invar, a nickel cutting blade, and another heating element. Cool. So you should be good. I should be able to make 2 heating elements now anyway, which is nice. But obviously, like, quests are an important thing to do, as are... And then what are you? I don't know what that plus thing is. I guess we'll learn. Circuit Scribe needed, an Invar block, and a nickel cutting edge, which I want to say was in here. Was that right? And the grindstone to get the nickel cutting edge? Yay! Okay, cool. And what was the other piece? Invar block. So yeah, I think what we'll do is wrap up the episode here and come back next time. Do I not have 9 nickel? Oh, that's nickel. Invar is Invar, right? Invar. I presume that Invar would be a combination of 1, 2, and 1. I suspect that to be the case. Like all other iterations of Invar in the past have been. Yay! Cool. Alright, so I need a block of that. So we're going to have to do that 2 more times. So technically 4 of these. And then 2 more of these. So yeah, lots of infrastructure for this mod today, which is a cool mod. I kind of like it. Ooh, I need another drill bit. Good to know. That was... nickel in here, right? Not in the chop saw, in the metal cutter. So that drill bit actually wore out pretty darn quickly. We're gonna have to see how frequently we need these items. It's an interesting mechanic though, like requiring items to do the processing instead of power. Like, so just if you set up an auto crafting line, which is why I guess one of the first things we were shown was the auto crafter. If you set one of those up, you might be in good shape as it relates to this whole thing, right? Like, oh yeah, look at you. So I got a shorted motor. What can I use that for? That turns into redstone. Okay, cool. Neat. That's kind of interesting. Do you need the advanced motor grinder, or do you need the basic motor? Here I was, about to wrap up the episode, and I'm failing to do that. Yeah, I'm doing a really bad job of wrapping up this episode, aren't I? So that doesn't actually, like... What do we get? Maybe 10 operations out of that? I don't know how I feel about that. It was cool until it seemed like there was a lot of operations. We'll see how quickly this thing burns out. Yeah, interesting. Interesting for sure. All right, so let's wrap up the episode here. We'll come back next time, and we will proceed down this quest line and see if I get any other cool stuff. And maybe we can play with some of the nifty things. So, like, there's a thing eventually, mechanical mob spawner, freezing mobs, mechanical beacon, universal superchargers. So, like, some of this stuff might be cool. We're also getting close to tempering parts, which will, in theory, set us up for the completion of this chapter. That and charging cores. So these two complete the chapter, and then we have what looks like some pretty nifty blocks, just based on the names of the quests. Oh, you burned out of that thing already. Cool. So let's put you, not chop saw, you. Is there anything I can use you for a burnt wire? You can turn into copper if I smelt you. That feels like something that I don't want to waste my time with. Yeah, so long story short, you guys get the gist of where we're at. So I was making a circuit thing. So we'll come back next time and do all that good stuff. Cool. For now, Daryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll learn more about this mod next episode. Take it easy, guys. Oh, look at that. That's cool.